What's up, y'all? Today I'm going to be talking about building business credit as a new business and one easy access credit line that I've used to be able to help catapult my credit profile. Okay, so if that interests you, be sure you stay tuned so you can figure out how you can do it too. What's up, y'all? My name is Tomy Boboy, your credit and personal finance coach. If this is your first time on my channel, I'd just like to say welcome. Typically on this channel, I'm talking about things related to credit and personal finance. So if you're interested in improving your credit or achieving financial freedom, be sure you hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my future videos. Now let's jump into these trade lines. Now, right off the bat, I'm not going to waste time beating around the bush or anything. Let's go ahead and just get straight to the source. So the company that I'm used or have now added to my credit profile is a company called Crown Office Supplies. Okay, I'll link to it down below in the description so you can have access to it. But the gist of it is they're pretty much just an office supplies company, right? And it actually fits perfectly with what I'm doing as a business, though I think I probably won't be using them like long term as a vendor, right? I really just got them just so I can get this trade line. Okay, now the cool thing about it is they'll give you access to vendor credit. Okay, so basically what that means is you're only able to really spend money at their store. That's exactly what vendor credit means, right? It pretty means that vendor is extending you credit on things that they sell. So you can kind of think of it as like a store card for it's equivalent of a store card on the personal credit side. Okay, so that's kind of how it is for business. But the thing is, with business, it's way more powerful because you're typically using it to buy goods that you actually need. And I'll deep dive into that here a little later to explain what the benefits of that is. The reason why I actually decided to sign up through these guys is because of who they're actually reporting to. That was one reason that it just made me go ahead and just and take the shot, because they're reporting to way more credit bureaus than you're going to see pretty much any of the other trade lines you might sign up for actually do. On their site, they listed that they were reporting to Duns & Bradstreet, Experian Business, Equifax Business, Credit Safe, SBFE, NACM, amongst others, right? So that tells you right now, pretty much me, in terms of what I'm going with my credit is I'm trying to focus on Duns & Bradstreet and Experian Business. Those are like the main two that I'm really trying to focus on. So the fact that I saw that they actually reported to both of those credit bureaus was perfect, because a lot of the other vendors I'm seeing, they report to one or the other, right? They'll either report only to Duns & Bradstreet or they might report to only Experian Business. Okay, but you want them to report to as many credit bureaus as possible. It's kind of the same way as like on your personal credit, right? You want all three. You want any trade lines that you add to report to all three credit bureaus, right? This is the same idea. Okay, so that was a great benefit that I saw right there. Now, before we deep dive even more into how it actually works, I kind of wanted to touch on just the benefits of vendor credit in general. Okay, because you're probably wondering, like, Tommy, why are you recommending this to me, right? Like, what's the point of you telling me I should get vendor credit? It doesn't make much sense. So I kind of wanted to break down exactly why I went the vendor credit route and how I intend to be able to use this or leverage this to be able to get lines of credit from big banks. So right off the bat, vendor credit is really easy to get for new businesses. So with this company, if you're a new business, it doesn't matter how long you've been open, they're going to approve you for a credit line. So that's the beauty right there, right? They're already going to be reporting to your business credit, your business credit report, which is actually really hard to do because a lot of times companies don't want to trust you with extending credit to you, right? Because, you got to think in the business arena, you're going to get extended a lot more credit than you would with a personal, with your personal credit, right? With some of these business credit lines, they might approve you for like 5,000, 10,000 right off the bat, right? And not even bat eye. So that's why you want to make sure, they want to make sure that typically that you're a legitimate business and things like that. So the great thing about this is vendor credit works great because they're more open to, giving you a credit or vendor credit line. And typically what'll happen is they might give you a credit line of like, let's say $3,000 or $2,000. And then as you keep making payments and you keep, using the line, they'll end up extending or increasing that for you, right? Because they see that you're doing business with them. Now, the other benefit is that, it can be used as like a stepping stone, right? And that's really the key benefit is you can use this as a stepping stone to start off getting, if you're building a bunch of different vendor credit accounts and they're showing up on your credit report, you can use that. You can leverage those contacts to be able to get into the next tier, which is actually getting like revolving lines of credit. right? You're going to be able to get, certain types of credit cards and things like that. You're going to be able to get them a lot easier once you actually have built a base, and, other lenders, or excuse me, other companies can see that, oh, look, Tomy has a legitimate company because he has all these different vendors that are already extending him credit, and he hasn't defaulted on it. Okay. Because business credit, they don't care about like how much money you have outstanding, or, how many credit lines you have in general, like how many. It's not a bad thing to have a lot of credit lines. What they care most about is that you're paying on time. So as long as you're not missing payments, and they even prefer that you pay early. So if you're paying early on a lot of these lines, then that's what they value most. Now, even though that I'm using vendor credit and I'm leveraging vendor credit to get into revolving credit, I don't want you guys to miss the value of vendor credit. Okay. One thing that I think is big about vendor credit is that, especially if your business, whatever your business activities are, you're able to leverage your different types of credit you get from vendors, and actually incorporate that credit into what you're doing as a business. Then it can actually be a game changer for you, because it can do what's called, shortening your cash to cash cycle time. Okay. Now, the easiest way for me to explain this is, and I like to give this example. Okay. Let's say that I told you that if you gave me $5, I could turn that $5 into $100 for you. So you let me borrow $5 and I would give you $100 right back. Most of you guys, if you hear that, you're going to think, oh, you know what? I can just keep giving you $5. I'm just going to keep feeding you $5, and you're going to keep feeding me hundreds. And like, I can make a ton of money from there, right? And it makes sense. But what if I told you, if you gave me $5, I wouldn't give you the $100 right away. It might take me a year. Now it doesn't sound as good, right? You're thinking, oh, okay, I got to give you $5 and wait a year to get 100 back. Or maybe if I told you it's going to take 5 years or 10 years, right? The longer it takes, the less sense it makes, right? That's the idea of your cash to cash cycle time. You're putting a dollar into your business and expecting to get $2 out as fast as possible, right? That's the idea of how you can make your business grow quickly. So the idea with the cash to cash cycle times is, when you're leveraging business credit, you don't have to put the money into your business yet, because they're extending you that credit. So they're giving you, let's say net 30 terms, which just means you have from the day that you place the order and they ship it out, you have 30 days to pay. Okay. In that situation, you've now extended your cash, or you've improved your cash to cash cycle time, because now you don't have to put that money in right away. You can wait 30 days before you have to actually pay anything down. Right. And that's how you can end up growing your business even faster, by leveraging things like that. Now, some of you guys are hearing that, and maybe you prefer to hear a real world example of that, right? So an example I can give you is, let's say that you have a construction company, right? And you have a construction company and you guys do the streets, right? You guys basically lay down the pavement and the roads, right? You build out the roads in cities. Okay. Now, let's say that you were about to build out a road, but you needed a bunch of concrete to do it. Now, if you were able to get vendor credit from your actual, the concrete manufacturer, right? Let's say you were able to get that credit. You could maybe end up paying that concrete manufacturer, 60 days after you receive the concrete. That means that you're pretty much not having to spend money on concrete, because as soon as they give you the concrete, you're using it to build the road, and then you're going to get paid from whoever you built the road for, and then so on and so forth, right? It's just kind of like a never-ending cycle where once they pay you the money from you building the road, you take your profits out of that, and then you give the cost of the actual concrete to the concrete manufacturer. So everybody wins. Okay. And it's going to make it to where you don't have to put as much money into your projects whenever you're out there building the roads. So that's kind of the idea you want to look at, right? So I think that's really the benefit, and is like leveraging this vendor credit to grow your business faster, to be able to get even better lines of credit, like revolving credit, and of course, using it to get even more types of vendor credit. Because as more companies see that other companies have extended you credit, they're going to be more willing to extend you credit too, right? It's going to become kind of like a snowball effect. Now, in terms of how Crown's Office Supplies actually works, is they charge a annual fee, pretty much a $99 annual fee, for you to be able to access their net 30 terms. Okay. Which means you have 30 days to pay off whatever you order. Okay. Now, once you get the actual net terms, you also have to place an order for at least $40 to be able to actually activate the credit line. But the thing is, they have an application where you're going to see it's on their page. Like literally, if you look at their website, I think it's going to be like on the top left at the top. It says like right at the top, it says apply for net 30 terms. You want to click that, put in your business information, and then you're going to be able to apply for those. You're going to be able to apply for the terms. Okay. Now, once you actually place that order for the $40, they'll activate the credit line and it'll start reporting to all those credit bureaus I had mentioned previously. Okay. And now I was approved. I got I got credit access for a little over $3,000, which is reporting to all those credit bureaus, which to me is fine. I can use that. I'll keep it on my account. I already paid for a year's worth of it, and I can leverage that to be able to get access to even more lines of credit. Okay. So that's pretty much what my plan is. Now, for those of you guys who are curious about how to go about building business credit, maybe you're watching this video, but you're not sure where to start. I'm shooting an actual mini series. Okay. This is literally just one piece of a piece of what I'm doing over there in terms of my mini series. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna link below to the mini series. It's on YouTube. You can watch it for free, and you're gonna be able to see over the shoulder of all the stuff that I'm doing to be able to get business credit and to be able to eventually get credit cards and lines of credit. And I'm just trying to see how much I can get without using my social or without using giving any personal guarantees, meaning I won't be personally liable for any debts that I get through the company. Okay, so that's going to be pretty much it for this video, guys. If you found value in this video, be sure that you throw a like on this video. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my future videos. And check out the links down below. It's going to be the link for the actual vendor credit line, as well as links for any of the videos I mentioned, including the building business credit mini series. Okay, so that's going to be pretty much it for this video, guys. I will see you at the next one.